Hey there, my name is Cassie Torresias, and 8 years ago, I launched my own online graphic design studio and booked a one-way ticket to travel the world in pursuit of my own freedom-filled life. I now own a multi-million-dollar online business, The Bucket List Bombshells, teaching other women how to do the same, alongside my best friend, co-founder, and podcast co-host, Shay Brown. Around here, we believe that your crazy dreams aren't crazy, and that it's time for you to start creating the life and career that you dream about too. Whether you want to travel and work remotely, or simply just want to be your own boss, it's possible to live out your passion and purpose without just scraping by. We know that this path isn't always easy to navigate though, so we're here to help you. From making a career change, starting and growing your own business, balancing life and business, and most importantly, pursuing your own freedom-filled life. Get ready for real, relatable stories and advice on your journey towards something more. We serve it up BFF style, so pour yourself that third cup of coffee and let's dive in. Welcome to the Freedom Filled Life Podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Freedom Filled Life podcast. I am your host, Shay, and I'm sitting down today with one of our amazing Bucket List Bombshells Academy alumni and current Bucket List Bombshells collective members, Vanessa Parker. She is an amazing woman who is also empowering women in business, and she is the founder of Sunny Days Creative Studio, offering WordPress website design as well as business coaching. So really excited to sit down and talk with her today. She is also a busy mom, and we're going to talk a little bit about how to balance that work-life mompreneur lifestyle, which I know is something that Vanessa is very passionate about as well. So without further ado, I would love to dive into this podcast episode today with you, Vanessa. And if you can introduce yourself and just talk to us a little bit about the business that you own and the services that you offer, it would be a fantastic place to start.
Yes, thank you so much for that amazing introduction, Shay. I just feel like, oh my gosh, like, am I getting my flowers? Yeah, so my name is Vanessa Parker. I am the founder, aka the Chief Lit Upness Officer, aka Tech Bay of Sunny Days Creative Studio. And my goal is really to help online coaches, consultants, mompreneurs, and creative entrepreneurs build a website and a brand that they love. So I focus on offering website design, email marketing, campaign setup, and I just started offering website retainer packages, which I'm really, really excited about.
Oh, I love that. What brought about this new service addition? Was it a request or a new idea? How did this come about?
It came up from a mutual friend of ours, Kristen Estes of Weeknight Website.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just finished up a training with her last week, and we focused on how to recession-proof our business. And she just gave some amazing gems. In my head, she is my BFF.
I love it. She's also my BFF.
I love her. I love how she, built her business. She's also a mom as well. So I just really gravitated towards her as a businesswoman. I have a lot of respect for her, and I was just really open and honest with her about, how can I generate some cash flow, and how can I use my systems to kind of like pivot with my website design skills. And she just brought up retainer packages, maybe something new and exciting that I can offer, and I did. And I actually just landed my first retainer package client yesterday.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Snaps, wins, love it. Celebrations. And you are the queen of celebrating. So please tell me, how are we celebrating this win?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to go out for a nice rooftop dinner with my husband, and I already have my outfit picked out. I did a mini celebration yesterday. We did like a toast and celebrated, and I was just so happy. So
I love that. Yes. Kristen is an amazing website designer, entrepreneur, has templates for you called Weeknight Website, all of that. And we actually did a podcast episode with her. So for those of you listening, you can scroll down and find our podcast episode with Kristen Estes from Weeknight Website as well. So that's really cool that you got to connect with her. She's such an amazing inspiration in the website design space. So that's fantastic.
Yes.
So let's take it back a little bit. Let's rewind. I want to know, how and when did you start your business? Was this an intentional choice? Was sometimes it's something that people sort of fall into? Did it come from a passion? Kind of tell us a little bit about what led to you starting an online website design business.
Yeah, so it was a combination of things. I'm a very spiritual person, so I would say God knew that it was going to happen before I even knew it was going to happen.
Mm.
I was at a corporate 9 to 5 day job. And I was just not happy. And I would just pray, like, God, please, like, get me out of here. And to the point where I would like go to my car on lunch breaks and on my 15-minute breaks to like figure out like, how am I going to get out of here?
Mm.
And then, an ad for Bucket List Bombshell Academy actually popped up on my phone on Facebook. And I was like, you know what, let me see what this is. And thank
A
God
little
it
divine
did.
intervention.
Yes, yes, exactly. And it's funny because I actually, throughout college from like 2016 to 2019, I was doing freelance graphic design work for colleges and universities. And I was in some nonprofits and they were paying me per hour like a nice salary. And I was like, wow, like people are going to pay me because I love art and I just love making flyers and I love creating logos for the different affinity groups on campus. And I also promoted their events on campus and I made t-shirts. I basically took the logos and put them on t-shirts and had them printed. It was a whole thing, Shay.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah, so that experience and also me wanting to leave 9 to 5, it just, happened where I just signed up for the academy skills courses and I started out with the design skill courses and I would do it during my lunch breaks and I would actually listen to the MP4 formats on my commutes to and from work because I was driving. I'm not on the train going to and from work, so I had to be safe on the road. So I would listen to like the audio format, and it just naturally, it just became a part of my everyday life.
Mm. I love that. It's such a similar journey too that I've heard from so many of our students inside our Bucket List Bombshells Academy. For those of you who don't know, that is our business skills academy where we teach tech skills, design skills, as well as how to start, launch, find and land clients, start, launch, and grow a online business. And so I think that there is a lot of that, you're stuck in this 9 to 5, you're sort of just like, give me an answer. I don't want to do this. I know in my heart. And then you also have found, like you said, in the past, a passion for design, for this and that. And it's like, you can take so many of the things that we're passionate about and turn it into an online business these days, which I think is just so cool. So it's really fun that you found us, on Facebook and you're here with us now. You're also a member of our Bucket List Bombshells collective, community and business growth membership, where we bring in experts to speak on different topics to help women in business grow their business. So kind of take that after post-launch. And so you're also one of our most active members and host of the Bucket List Bombshells collective circle chats, which happen inside of our free Facebook community, the Bucket List Bombshells community on Facebook. Can you tell us a little bit about how this idea and for this collaboration came about and sort of what this collaboration is called Circle Chats?
Yeah, so the circle chats was birthed out of just book club. So once a month in the collective, we have actually it depends on how many weeks are in the month, but
Yeah.
every week we have book club meeting, and I am a book nerd, always have been. I was always that girl who had a book in her book bag, and when I became a grown woman, I have a book in my purse, okay?
Same, same.
I love that. So as soon as I got into the collective and I saw there was a book club, I was like, sign me up. Sign me up. I'm there. Like, I don't care what time it is. I will move anything. I will move my children's doctor's appointments, okay? So I can be at book club. Like, this is how serious it is. And I really connected and bonded with the women in book club. We were just having some real amazing, raw, vulnerable conversations. And I was just like, whoa, like this is reminding me of this TV show called The Rails, like a daytime talk show. I'm not sure if it's on like ABC or like NBC, but it's in the United States, and it's for
Mm.
women who gather around a round table, who talk about different issues that are going on in the world that have to deal with being a woman. So they talk about culture, pop culture, they talk about careers, they talk about their children, they talk about so many things. And I felt like we were having similar conversations like that were really real. So I said, you know what? I wonder if we could do something similar to The Rail, which is the name of the daytime talk show, but have it be focused on women in online business.
Mm.
And I just, casually brought it up. And I was going to actually do it on my Instagram as like a live series.
Mhm.
And you approached, well, you had mentioned something about, I believe it was you. I'm not exactly sure who mentioned it, about having it be like a whole production, basically, and come up with the pitch, like what would it look like what is the point of doing it? And that's when it got real, and I was like, okay, this really can be a real tangible thing. I just have to plan it. And me and the other ladies, Jazz, Kat, and Julia, I just huddled them all together, and I was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We got a running Google Doc together, and we just went to town on planning it. Kat took over and basically started the pitch deck for it, and the rest is history.
Yeah, it's been so fun collaborating with you ladies, and just like seeing you guys collaborate within, meeting each other through the collective. You guys didn't know each other. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you didn't know each other prior to the collective, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
We didn't know each other, but I did see Kat's post in the BB community Facebook group, like sprinkled like throughout
Mhm.
the chat thread. But we never actually was like, hey, I'm Vanessa. Hey, I'm Kat, until we met in book club.
Yeah. And I love that. I mean, it's one of the reasons we started the collective, was so that we could connect other women together. And now I know that many of you have connected and collaborated on paid projects. Now we have this amazing Circle Chats collaboration. For those of you who are looking for the replays, they can be found on the YouTube Bucket List Bombshells channel. But also, if you're a Bucket List Bombshells community Facebook group member, you can find them in the videos tab. But I just think it's so cool to see people coming together in the, you're still online, but you're outside of the community, you're doing other things collaboratively. And I think that you've always really spearheaded a lot of that. I see you very much active and engaged. I know that you also go and engage outside and in your community, and you do networking events and different things, and you're very much about empowering women, and also in collaboration formats and networking formats. But I would love to know more a little bit about, where does this passion for empowering women in business or mompreneurs come from?
Yeah, so it's always been deep inside of me. Ever since I can remember, I was just always the kid that was just like kind of doing the most. We were going on a field trip, and like a group of children would be going like to the left, and I would be wanting to go to the right. I'm like, no, like look at that big old thing over there. Like that looks more interesting. Like I need to go check that out. So I always am like a leader. So it's just natural. So even when I started my website design business, I had a lot of moms asking me like, wow, like you work from home, like for yourself, like how do you do that? to the point where, I had to create a group coaching program to teach moms how to start their online businesses. And I also created a free guide that would teach moms how to, in 8 steps, how to start an online business and make $1,000 in within 3 months, right? So I was just getting so much feedback from people, and to me, it just seemed so natural and so easy and organic. I also have a bachelor's degree in business and a master's degree in women's studies, and so I did a lot of studying around women in business, and it just always intrigued me as to how women were not making as much as men in their careers and when they started their own businesses. And it pissed me off, to be honest. It made me upset. And I was like, I need to fix this. So it just became like my life's mission to really focus on, champion women in business.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about your coaching program and also where we could find, I think you mentioned a freebie there for those looking for the 8 steps, or tell me a little bit more about these.
Yeah, so the coaching program is it's about a 10 to 12 week coaching program where I really teach moms how to go from idea to income. And by the end of the program, like I've had a mom who had no idea like that she could even make money in her online, like didn't even believe it was a thing, thought it was a scam. And and yeah, so I basically said, it's so easy, but you have to have clarity about what your skills are, what your passions are, and you marry that plus your experience that you have with working, right? And just channel that into an actual business and get the basic business foundation set up right. So I really teach moms how to you know, set up their schedule so that they don't have to choose between raising their babies and raising their business. Like you can do both. And I had the blueprint, and I really wanted to share it with other moms so that they can avoid a lot of the mistakes that I've made. And I didn't see a lot of moms in the online space, let alone as website designers. And to go a little further, Black women really teaching this. So I wanted to do something for my community and really help them know that it's possible because I'm doing it. And also let them know that you can actually build generational wealth. Like you can create trust fund babies with your business if you want. It's a real thing. And I'm going to show you how. So I love it. It lights me up. It gives me more of a purpose in life. And I'm obsessed with it.
I love that. For those of you listening, I'll make sure in the show notes to link and you can learn more about Vanessa's coaching program. I love that. And kind of to switch gears back to your business. And I know that you're in a growth stage, as a collective member, you talk to us about your networking strategies, talk to us about these different programs that you have. Like you just said, you're creating a new retainer structure. So you're in a growth stage of business, which is so fun. Can you tell me a little bit about these different things that you've been doing, whether that's new marketing strategies or the networking or the new services that have led to this boost in your growth, and kind of the strategies that you've been implementing for those listening that might be in a growth stage of business themselves?
Yes, being in a growth stage is so fun. I get to be really creative with what I want to do in my business. And I've decided that I was going to do it strategically. So I decided that I was going to do what I love because I wanted to wake up and love doing my business every day. So I really took a step back and looked to see, what do I like to do? Well, I'm really sociable, first off. And people always say that about me, like I can go anywhere and like talk to anybody.
Oh yeah. Knowing you now for over a year in the collective, I can confidently say you are definitely sociable.
Yes, yes. So I'm like, how can I include that into my marketing strategy? I'm like, networking. Oh my gosh. I am going to focus on in-person networking and virtual networking. And I received my first client actually from a networking event, and I'm still a part. And this networking event was actually hosted by a co-working community in my town. And I
Mhm.
still to this day go to that same networking event with the same networking community. So I
Mhm.
decided to incorporate networking. So I go once a month. Although they do have the networking events once a week, sometimes I find like, being a busy mom, I'm not always able to attend every single week. And I just, I go with my marketing materials, I bring my business card with me. But I really go in there with a service mentality. So
Mhm.
I go in seeing, who's there and how can I be a service to anybody. Um,
Mm.
like it could be maybe I connect with a nonprofit who's looking for a volunteer to help them create some marketing materials for the next fundraising event. I'm totally open to that. I make time in my business to do charitable work as well. So
Mhm.
it's not always about, finding my next paying client, which is great, because I'm all about, getting to where the money resides.
Of course.
Um, but I decided that that was definitely going to be number one for me, to be visible and also
Mhm.
make a name for myself in my community as a business owner.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's really cool to kind of marry the two offline and online strategies of networking. And because I actually was just speaking with someone else, and she's in kind of considering that she wants to make a name for herself inside of her community. I think we were talking about this on the recent coaching call in the collective, but she wants to be out there in her community and known in her physical community, and help, I think she was doing website and branding, something very similar as well. And then she was also talking about, how do I do that? And then also, but the client pool is a little bit smaller in the sense of you really have to be going out to a networking events in the spaces where there are people who own businesses who need websites, or brand or influencers or whoever, bloggers, whoever needs a website, right? You need to be putting yourself in those spaces. And granted, when you're just getting started, the online space is easier, but that doesn't mean you have to limit yourself to that, which I think is so cool. Because for a very long time, I think that even myself was very much just like, nope, I only do online strategies. And now I've also seen that success of even just making friends, connections, and like you said, charitable stuff. Like there's other opportunities that come from it. I love that you go into it with a service, whether that's paid, free, just collaboration, just connection, really. It has totally lit me up in that way as well, to actually have in-person connections again. And then of course the online ones, which is such a goal of what we're trying to accomplish with the collective in mind as well. And seeing now people collaborating in that way or networking in that way, I think is really cool. So I always, you were one of the first people that I had really talked to and seen have success with networking events. And you have it so built into your sales structure, right? Like you just said, you go once a month, you make it work with your schedule, but that consistency is so key. So I'd love to know a little bit more about, your advocacy for the mompreneur lifestyle. Can you share some advice on how you balance both that mom life and boss life? Because you did mention, you can't go to every networking event, you got your mom life, but you're still doing it. You're doing both things. So talk to me a little bit more around that and advice that you would have for those mompreneurs listening.
Yes. Oh my gosh. How am I even doing it all, Shay?
I don't know. Some days when you tell me your schedule, I'm like, girl, I don't know how you have time to balance all of that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I've struggled with balance and everything for a long time. I feel like I am going to struggle with it probably until the day I take my last breath because, like I said, I love to do the most.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes my business has taken a backseat. Sometimes my children take a backseat. I really try to just take things day by day. I know there's like no like magic like solution. For me, it's just take things day by day. So
Mm-hmm.
I literally say, okay, I wake up in the morning and I make sure that I do my morning routine. Like if I have to wake up earlier before the kids get up, before my husband gets up, and I say husband because I've taken the word husband and bae and connected it together.
Mhm.
Because I was calling my partner bae before we were like really serious and
Mm.
committed to each other. So I just like merged the two words. So if you hear me
Why
saying
not?
husband, yeah, that's a little bit of my creativity stink on the words.
I
Um,
love it.
but I basically do 3 things a day. Like I
Mm.
have like my big 3 tasks that I do and do, and it basically cuts down on me feeling overwhelmed and anxious.
Mm.
And if I can do these 3 things in my business a day, 3 things in my personal life a day, then I am productive. I feel accomplished. It could be something as simple. Okay, I went for a walk with my kids. Cool. That's one thing right there. I cooked dinner for my family. That's the second thing. The third thing, everyone's alive, okay? Everyone's alive. Everyone made it home safe. We're all in the bed like for tonight. Like that's the third thing. Like we good. Like I feel
Mm.
so accomplished and I feel so grateful and happy and full of joy. And then in my business, the 3 things could be, one thing here. I'm doing this podcast interview with you, Shay, because this is a dream of mine
Mm.
and it's finally coming true. The second thing is, I do on Wednesdays, I do professional development. So if I log into the BB Collective to watch the replay of one of the
Mm.
master classes and just do one actionable step that I
Mm.
learned from the master class, that's a win. That is a very productive day. And then the third thing was a networking event. I actually plan on going to tonight, which I may or may not make it.
Oh.
I know. So if I don't make it, that means that I didn't accomplish my big 3 in my business for today, but I give myself grace and know that, it's okay because I can't do everything.
And that one might be on me because I was running late to the podcast. So you give yourself grace.
That's okay. I would definitely choose you over an in-person networking event any day. That happens every week, but a podcast interview with you, Shay, does not happen every week.
Oh, you're so sweet. I mean, a podcast interview with you doesn't happen every week. So I love having you here and talking about that mom life and boss life balance, because as I know, many of our listeners right now, many of the women I coach with right now are in this phase of like I would say pre-pregnancy, if that's the right word to use. They are thinking about having kids. They're at that age. And most of us millennials, that's always been our audience that we've served. Obviously, we have loads of women outside that audience now, but primarily our audience is still millennials and millennial women. And now they're at that stage where they have a business and they're trying to figure out, how do I structure this business in a way that gives me the freedom to be the involved type of mother that I want to be, or whatever that looks like. I think it's so unique for every single mom. And so it's really fun working with these women and kind of like, okay, that's what I love about online business. How can we set this business up to work for you? We were going to put your family first. We're going to put you and your well-being first. And then your business is going to fit into that, which I don't think you get when you're in corporate life. You very much have to structure your life around your schedule, which there's nothing wrong with that. But if for like what you're saying, for the women who don't want to work that 9 to 5, or the ones who are willing to go out on their own and be business owners, there is so much freedom and flexibility when it comes to motherhood. I mean, you experienced or got to witness that by speaking with Kristen Estes, who's a great example of that. Another amazing example of that is Stephanie Skarowski. I am always terrible with last names. She is our accountant. She spoke in the collective as well, and working with her through both of the 2 kids that she's had, or maybe she has more now, I'm not sure. But it was just really cool seeing that, she was doing that, and I was witnessing that as a young woman in her mid-20s, thinking, oh, that's going to be so cool to be able to adjust my business to be however I want to be as a mother. And I think that it's really cool because you bring that perspective when we are on these events inside the collective, and you bring this perspective, and you're also now coaching other women how to do that, because I don't have the experience yet because I'm not a mother, but you do. And I think that's so cool to see you bring that perspective in and talk about that as well. So thank you so much for sharing about that kind of balance that you have as a mom.
Of course. And really quickly, I just want to say shout out to Stephanie
Mhm.
because I follow her, and her and I have had some conversations on Instagram, and her children are so stinking cute.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, so cute.
I just love it. And I'm just like, I have older children. My oldest is 19
Mhm.
years old, and I just like wish he could like, I could like go back in time and have him be like in elementary school again.
Oh,
So shout out to the moms that have the younger children, like cherish those moments and definitely make time for those. Your business is you can raise your business and your babies at the same time, but those moments of having your baby's young, like, those are moments that you cannot get back. So
mhm.
definitely making that a priority is so key.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I only have a couple more questions left for you. So I want to talk a little bit about your rebrand. So I know that you have been currently in the process of rebranding, or your rebrand might be live. You could correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm curious a little bit about why you decided at this stage in business to rebrand. What was the strategy behind that? And how did you go about doing that as a designer?
Yeah, so my rebrand is live, and I basically I launched it actually on Christmas Day of 2022 because that was actually my half birthday. So for those,
Oh,
yes,
Are you a June baby?
I
I'm a June
am. Oh
baby.
my gosh. Shout
When are
out to
you? What's
baby.
your like date? Is it like
June
exactly the
25th.
okay, so okay. I'm the 10th.
Okay, so you're a
I
Gemini.
yeah,
Okay. I'm a Cancer.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a June baby. So yeah, so like we have shared half birthday months and we share birthday months, which is so dope. I did not know that.
So
Um
fun.
I just wanted to like, it was perfect timing because as you know, Shay, I did some coaching with you in August of last year.
Hmm.
And I was like, I learned new skills. I started out as a graphic designer, and I morphed into a website designer because I had clients who were asking if I could build websites. And I was like, yeah, I built my own website. Why not? So I did that, and I got a lot of positive feedback. And I said, you know what? There is a demand for this. I am definitely going to learn how to improve my website design skills. So I
Mm.
finished the tech skills course. I did all of I built a portfolio. I even created like an Upwork profile. Like I did the whole thing. And I said, you know what, I'm going to make it official and change my name for for my business. And I'm going to create a whole new website, all new packages for my services, new colors, new fonts. Like I did the whole full rebrand, okay? Just like I do with my clients. And I did a photo shoot, a brand photo shoot for the first time. And when I did that brand photo shoot, I was like, this is real. Like I'm really leveling up myself as a businesswoman, and I'm coming out like kicking down the door, like screaming, like, hey, I do websites now, and here I am. And I decided that, I can't stay stagnant. The way that I evolve, like as a mother, is the way that I need to evolve as a businesswoman. So
Mm.
I just went 100% into it. Um, and yeah, I'm so excited that I did it. It was a lot of work, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I did the homework that I gave to my clients. I was like, oh, this is how my clients feel when I give them client homework.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. I love that. Gives you firsthand experience now with your clients, with your client process.
Yes, yes. It was definitely an eye opener, but I had so much fun, embraced my feminine energy, got my hair done, got my makeup done, got my lashes done. I've never had lashes before. I don't know if you have. little uncomfortable.
I've never had lashes before, never done the fake lashes. I mean, it took me a while even just to adjust to having contacts. So let alone trying to get those eyelashes on. Did you do like extensions or you did like full, like how does it work?
I did the individual lashes. So my lash tech literally, I sat there for 2 hours as she individually put the
Whoa.
lashes into my eyelid.
I love it. I am not a beauty guru, but I do have this weird obsession with watching beauty influencers. So I've seen them do certain things with like eyeliner. I'm always like, whoa, so fast. I think because I consider myself an artist and I love like a canvas and painting and stuff like that. And I find these influencers because I don't wear much makeup. And they have so many different layers and then they do these amazing things. And yeah, I see these eyelash things all the time. And I think, oh, that is just so cool. I have no desire to do it, but I find it fascinating. And I'm sure that, on camera, you kind of have to add that was the thing. I had to add I have to wear way more makeup when I'm on camera. You want to be thinking about, your brand colors, your outfits. We usually go shopping for that. But so adding fake lashes sounds kind of like it's just a beauty thing, but no, it's like on the camera you have to be in person, you have to be more exaggerated for the camera to actually pick it up, which was something for just speaking to makeup, which I remember first kind of when we were working with a more professional photographer, and this was her advice, and then I saw my makeup and I was like, oh my goodness. So anyways, to bring it back, continue on talking about your rebrand. But I saw the photo shoot. You looked incredible, amazing. And again, it flowed so well with your brand. I loved your photo shoot.
Yes, thank you so much. It was so much fun. And I feel like the photo shoot and the rebrands, when I shared it with my family and friends, the reaction was priceless. I was taken more seriously. Like they actually finally understood, like, whoa, like you're really a businesswoman and like you really are a website designer. Like this is not a hobby. And I was like, yeah, I've invested a lot of time and money into this, and me doing the rebrand really showed that. And my mom is so funny. When I revealed my website to my mom was just like, wow, Vanessa, like you belong in like Ebony or Essence magazine.
Oh, moms are
And
the best.
yes, I almost cried because I did not expect that reaction, because as a little girl, I used to sneak into my mom's bathroom and read her Ebony and Essence magazines. Look at the beautiful women in there who were like career women and business women and who were traveling and talk show hosts and authors and the beautiful Black women. And I was just like, wow, like, oh, they're like superwomen. Like I looked at them as like, it was like unreachable for me as a person. But I'm like, wow, that is attainable. That is attainable with whatever you're passionate about as far as your career and your business goes. And here I am with my mom saying, like, I remind her of one of those women, and it was amazing.
I love that. I actually want you to put that on your list for your PR strategy, because I know we've talked about PR strategy in the past, to reach out, see if you get a feature, see if you get a little article, a little shout out or something, or a big piece. I don't want to diminish anything, when we're reaching out for PR, but maybe you can get featured. And how amazing, how full circle would that be? I know that was a big full circle moment when Cass and I were featured in Forbes. It was just like that as a business student, as a businesswoman, that was my I've made it moment. And it was also the moment where you're talking about family, where my family really started to understand what exactly I was doing and creating and growing within Buckleless Bombshells, which I thought was just really cool. There as well, when family can see that. But also to that point, what the reactions your family is taking is also the reactions that the internet is taking, in a sense, in terms of maybe they didn't see before. But when you do rebrand or you up level, or you're very, you put this virtual storefront out, which is what our websites are, that is the energy and the images that you're placing on there, and the copy is the outer, like the energy that you're projecting onto potential clients, the ones that land on your site. And like you're saying, probably are thinking those words that your family was using. Oh, wow. Like you look like, the confidence of someone who is running her own business, successful at it. Like a picture can convey a lot of words. It doesn't always mean the truth is behind that, but you have a portfolio to back that up and different things, of course. We're not just judging people based on photos, of course not, but it just more so when you are thinking, when you find yourself in this growth stage of business, a rebrand is such a beautiful opportunity to refine your message, refine your business, and just and give it almost like a refresh. That, well, I guess that's rebrand, very similar words, but it up levels you. Not to be so cliche, I know that word is thrown around a lot, but when you're in growth, it really starts to attract that audience that you want to work with, maybe the higher paying audience when you have a higher ticket service, or your ideal client you're niching down. And I think a rebrand can really reflect that. And again, you as an entrepreneur got more confident, right? Or you had more presence, and that is reflected in a photo shoot. My photo shoots from the beginning are vastly different from probably the way that I look and energetically convey in the ones that I do now. And I think that is why those, our websites, and I'm sure this as a website designer, need to evolve over time. And that when we're in a growth stage of business, that a rebrand or a refresh or a refinement, it doesn't have to be an overhaul, can really make a small but impactful impact, small but big impact on our business as well. So it's been really cool watching you go through your rebrand.
Thank you. It's so cool, but I had so much fun. So much fun, Shay. And that's another thing that I talk to my clients and my students about is have some fun. Like,
yeah.
Gosh, you're going to be spending a lot of time and energy creating your business. Like, have some fun.
I love it. I love it. You definitely bring that fun energy into everything that I see you do. And I love that. Okay, so I have one final question I'd like to ask everybody on the podcast. What piece of advice do you have for someone who wants to live a freedom-filled life?
I would say give yourself permission to just be. Just be. Just take every day, moment by moment, and just be yourself. Don't put so much pressure on yourself, because society puts a lot of pressure on us as women. You don't need to put extra pressure on yourself too. Just be.
I love that. What a lovely note to end on. And as we wrap up here, I would love if you can share, where can listeners connect with you after this call and follow along your journey or just get to know you?
Yes. So listen, y'all. First off, I want to say, if there's anybody who is connected to Ebony or Essence magazine, slide into my DMs, okay? And also, somebody is like 6 degrees removed from Beyonce, slide into my DMs too, because as Shay knows, I'm trying to connect, okay? But
I love it. We have been trying to get her connected to Beyonce the past couple months here. We've been looking for degrees of connection. It's kind of this running fun joke, but also we are very serious that Vanessa is going to meet her role model at some point in her life. So anybody with any degrees of connections to Beyonce, hit us up and let us know.
Yes, hit me up. Slide into my DMs. You can find me on Instagram at Sunny Days Creative Studio.
Fantastic. I'll link that in the show notes as well.
Awesome. I also have my website that is live, for my rebrand, and it is www.sunnydayscreativestudio.com. I'm also on Facebook at Sunny Days Creative Studio.
Perfect. And I'll make sure all of those are linked in the show notes so that everybody can connect with you after this. If you also want to connect further with Vanessa, she is one of our active members inside of the Bucket List Bombshells Collective Business Growth and Community Membership. You can find that linked in the show notes as well. Vanessa mentioned we meet weekly for book club, which sometimes can be more of a coaching session. We use the book as a backbone to really dive into either mindset or business strategies. We also have some amazing master classes that are focused around growing your business, as well as wellness workshops for, focusing on our internal and well balance and different things like that. So all of the replays are always available in there, and we have live events every month. So would love to see anybody in there. Come join Vanessa and I each week. And Vanessa, did you want to add to that?
I do. I have a gift for the listeners of the
Oh,
Freedom
amazing. Tell me about it.
Podcast.
Mhm.
Yes. So I have 2 freebies that I want to share with y'all. So the first one is a checklist called 4 Easy Steps to Create a Website Quickly. And I share with y'all, listen, these are my secrets, okay, to building a website. So I lay it all out there for y'all. And then the second gift is another checklist called 8 Simple Steps a Mom Can Take to Create a $1,000 a Month Business.
Mm.
So I am gifting that to y'all today. I cannot wait to share that with y'all. And I want to know if any aha moments, any breakthroughs, any takeaways that you have after you download these free, okay? Free 99, y'all. These free checklists. Slide into my DMs at Sunny Days Creative Studio.
I love it. I'll link those in the show notes as well for everybody. And thank you so much for offering that gift for our listeners today. I'm sure that they enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. I just want to say thank you for joining me today and talking about your experience as a mom, a business owner, a website designer, a coach. It's been really fun to dive into all things business, women in business with you today. So thank you so much for being here, Vanessa.
You're welcome, Shay. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm so grateful for you and Cassie.
Amazing. All right, everybody. That wraps another episode of the Freedom Filled Life podcast. I'll see you next time.
Hey there, my name is Cassie Torresillas, and 8 years ago, I launched my own online graphic design studio and booked a one-way ticket to travel the world in pursuit of my own freedom-filled life. I now own a multi-million-dollar online business, The Bucket List Bombshells, teaching other women how to do the same, alongside my best friend, co-founder, and podcast co-host, Shay Brown. Around here, we believe that your crazy dreams aren't crazy, and that it's time for you to start creating the life and career that you dream about too. Whether you want to travel and work remotely or simply just want to be your own boss, it's possible to live out your passion and purpose without just scraping by. We know that this path isn't always easy to navigate though, so we're here to help you. From making a career change, starting and growing your own business, balancing life and business, and most importantly, pursuing your own freedom-filled life. Get ready for real, relatable stories and advice on your journey towards something more. We serve it up BFF style, so pour yourself that 3rd cup of coffee and let's dive in. Welcome to the Freedom Filled Life podcast.